There is a word in Japanese that has no direct translation in English. Bushido. It means the way of the warrior, not the way of the sword, not the way of battle, not the way of victory, the way of the warrior. Because the samurai understood something that took the rest of the world centuries to catch up to. The sword is just a tool. The man holding it, that is everything. And the man holding it is built not in the dojo, but in the invisible architecture of his character. Today, we go inside that architecture. 8 virtues, 1 unbreakable code, and everything modern human beings have forgotten about what it means to be complete. The first virtue is rectitude, gi. The samurai defined it this way. Rectitude is the bone that gives firmness and stature. Without bones, the head cannot rest on top of the spine, nor hands move, nor feet stand. So without rectitude, neither talent nor learning can make the human frame into a samurai. Think about what that means for a moment. Talent without moral backbone is just ability waiting to be wasted. Intelligence without principle is just cleverness in service of nothing. The samurai did not begin with the sword. They began with the spine. Not the physical spine, the moral one. The internal structure that holds a human being upright when the world tries to bend them. Modern psychology calls this values clarification. Knowing what you stand for so clearly that no external pressure can make you forget it. The samurai called it the bone of the warrior. They knew it first. The second virtue is courage, you. Bushido distinguishes between bravery and courage. Courage is worthy of being counted among virtues only if it is exercised in the cause of righteousness. In short, courage is doing what is right, not doing what is easy, not doing what is safe, not doing what is popular. Doing what is right, even when it costs you everything. The samurai code does not focus on aggression, it concentrates on the mind. That is where our daily battles are fought. The battlefield the samurai feared most was not the one outside his castle walls. It was the one inside his own chest. The battle between who he was and who he knew he should be. That battle is fought with courage, and it is fought every single day. The third virtue is benevolence, jin. A man invested with the power to command and the power to kill was expected to demonstrate equally extraordinary powers of benevolence and mercy. Love, magnanimity, affection for others, sympathy and pity are traits of benevolence, the highest attribute of the human soul. Here is where the samurai warrior completely destroys the modern myth of what strength looks like. The most dangerous men in feudal Japan, trained killers with absolute power over life and death, were expected to be the most compassionate human beings in the room. Not in spite of their strength, because of it. True strength does not need to diminish others to feel powerful. True strength is secure enough to be gentle, powerful enough to be kind, capable enough to choose mercy over domination. That is not weakness. That is the highest expression of what strength was always meant to be. The fourth virtue is respect, rei. Politeness should be the expression of a benevolent regard for the feelings of others. In its highest form, politeness approaches love. The samurai bowed to his opponent before and after every encounter, not as performance, not as ritual for its own sake, as acknowledgement, as the recognition that the person standing before him, enemy or ally, carried within them the same sacred weight of a human life. In a world that increasingly treats people as obstacles, resources, or inconveniences, the samurai's bow is a radical act. See the person in front of you, fully, completely, without agenda. That is respect in its deepest form. And it is a form of strength most people today have never practiced. The fifth virtue is honesty, makoto. Samurai were so honest in their dealings that they never wrote or signed any written contracts in their lives. Their word was their bond. Their word was their weapon. Their word was their identity. Think about the world we live in today. Contracts, non-disclosure agreements, terms and conditions nobody reads, fine print designed to protect against a world where nobody trusts anybody. The samurai lived in a world of absolute word. When a samurai said something, it was done. When a samurai made a promise, it was already kept. The words and the actions were not two separate things. They were the same thing. Makoto, honesty and sincerity, was not just a virtue to the samurai. It was the foundation of every relationship, every alliance, every moment of trust between human beings. Without it, nothing else held. The sixth virtue is honor, meiyo. The sense of honor, a vivid consciousness of personal dignity and worth, characterized the samurai. He was born and bred to value the duties and privileges of his profession. True patience means bearing the unbearable. Honor for the samurai was not reputation. It was not what others thought of. It was what he thought of himself, when no one was. The samurai lived with the constant awareness that his actions were a reflection of something larger than himself, his family, his lord, his lineage, his code. Every decision he made either added to that or diminished it. Modern culture has almost completely separated the idea of honor from daily life. We live in a world where reputation can be managed, perception can be manipulated, and image can be constructed. The samurai knew that none of that mattered. The only honor that counts is the kind you carry when the lights are off and no one is watching. The seventh virtue is loyalty, chugi. The 47 Ronin are legendary. When their lord was killed unjustly, 47 masterless samurai spent years planning revenge, knowing their own deaths were certain when it was done. They avenged their lord. They were executed. They became immortal. Loyalty in the modern world has become transactional. We are loyal as long as it serves us. We commit as long as it is convenient. We stay as long as it is comfortable. The samurai understood loyalty as something categorically different. It was not a feeling. It was not a mood. It was not contingent on circumstances being favorable. It was a decision made once, completely, and then lived out regardless of what followed. That kind of loyalty is rare now, almost extinct. But the human beings in your life who experience it from you, and the version of yourself that is capable of it, will never forget what it feels like. The eighth virtue is self-control, jisei. The samurai trained to suppress fear and anger, ensuring clear judgment. It was considered the mark of a true warrior to keep his most natural affections under complete control. Not the elimination of emotion, the mastery of it. a heart like water. Mizu no kokoro. The samurai aimed to remain calm in adversity, mirroring water's fluidity, adaptable, powerful, unstoppable, and always finding a way through. Water does not fight the rock. It flows around it, over it, through the smallest crack. And given enough time, water always wins. That is the emotional model of the samurai. Not the man who never feels, the man who feels everything, and remains the one deciding what happens next. That is self-control at its highest form. That is the 8th virtue. And it is the one that makes all 7 others possible. 8 virtues, 1 code. Built not for a world of swords and castles, but for the world every human being lives in every single day. The battlefield of the morning when you do not want to get up. The battlefield of the relationship that is asking more than you feel you have. The battlefield of the decision that is right and costs you something real. The samurai did not have these battles solved. They had a code for facing them. And now, so do you. If this hit you, subscribe to Ancient Strength. We go deeper into the ancient warrior world every single week. Share this video with someone who is fighting their own battle right now. And leave a comment below telling me, which of the 8 virtues do you need most in your life today? I will see you in the next one.